Testing microphone 1, 2. Testing microphone 1, 2. Here I am. Good morning, everybody. Hi. My ventriloquist friend just came down with their coffee too. So I they helped me get my voice back into my mouth. Um yeah, I've been playing around with the Stream Deck a little bit, trying to get those buttons to work again now that I'm back using OBS. And then also I have my mic over here also that I can mute. So I have the mute button on my Stream Deck working again, and then I also can tap my the bottom of, and mute that. So so that was muted when I started my intro opening there. I hope everybody's doing well. Another day on planet Earth, and hopefully it's going to be a good day for all of us. I still don't know how to get this chat thing in my chat as the header here that says that I'm playing streaming Old World. I'm not streaming Old World today. I'm playing Distant Worlds 2. And I also have my stream manager. Will it let me do anything? It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, brother. This is all stuff you want to do when you're not streaming. Because I also was editing my stream info, my go live notification. Let's put this in here. I'm going to follow a tutorial by Scott from the Slytherin website forums. Okay. So the developers Distant Worlds 2 is a vast pausable real-time 4X space strategy game. Experience the full depth and detail of turn-based strategy, but with the simplicity of ease of real time and on the scale of a massively multiplayer online game. The universe is yours. Excuse me. Huge galaxies up to 2,000 star systems. Build, expand, improve. So it's a 4X game. And I do have a review up on Steam. But it's a negative review as of like a year ago, I think, maybe a year and a half ago. Game came out. I'm glad when it first came out. I was watching people stream it. I'm glad when it first came out that I didn't pay full price. I actually got a discount key on isthereanydeal.com, which I've talked about before, that website. And so when it first came out, it was super, super rough around the edges. I believe it came out as a full release, and it was definitely an early access game, a very early access game. Crashes all the time. I did get to a point in the game where I had developed my my culture, my planet. I had colonies. I was colonizing other factions and stuff. Um, but it was sketchy. It was crashing a lot. It was very slow through spots. Um, and some stuff just didn't work. Like, for example, the example that I used when it first came out was that there are nebula in the game, and nebula, if a ship goes through a nebula, it can be damaged by the nebula, by kind of like in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, where you go in there and your sensors don't work. It messes with all the electronics on your ship. Your ship systems can overload. Um, and so you, there are ways in the game to prepare your ships to be able to go through nebulas safely. But in the game I was playing, I didn't have those systems yet incorporated in my ships. And so what was happen is you would put a ship on auto exploration and would just go exploring wherever it could. And at one point I had like, I think it was almost like a dozen exploration ships stuck in this one nebula that was fairly close to my home planet, my home system. And they were stuck in there. They couldn't get out. I was going to lose all of them uh, because the pathfinding did not route them around the nebula. Now, it's interesting because that's something specifically that I complain about in my comments. And I read yesterday in the manual where they have changed that. They have changed it so that if a ship is not suited to go into a nebula, it will not go in the nebula. So, but that was just one of the things that I didn't like about the game. Uh, Another thing I didn't like is that the game would send ships into. So, for example, the game would go into a system, and you'd have it set on auto explorer to go into a system, and it was like a enemy or hostile system, and it jump out of there and get out. But then um, if you had your construction ships on auto, then the construction ships would go into that system and start trying to construct uh, mining uh, platforms around planets in that system, and then they'd get chased out. I'm like, there's got to be a way to mark systems as being off limits. Don't go in there. It's hostile. Don't go in there. The only way to do it is to make your ships manual, and making your ships, all of your ships manual, when you have, 100, 200, 300 ships, it's just too micro. And so I say in here, I like the game itself. I like all the ideas and for the most part the way it's executed. But after not playing for a month because of the disappointment I felt previously, only to come back to the same issues is very frustrating. That was probably that was kind of like the ending of my comments. Um, there, you could tell. Um, there was a point in the game where the camera would zoom in at the very beginning of the game. The camera zooms into the galaxy, into your uh, into the area that you're in, into your home system. It finds your home system, your home star. Well, what it would do is do that. Well, the immediately you want to do is you want to start zooming out to see where you're at in the galaxy, and the game would freeze, and then it would crash to the desktop, and that would when the game froze, and when you were um, zooming out and the game froze, you knew it was happening next. Crash to desktop. Now it doesn't do that now, at least in the little bit that I played in the last few days. But like I say, I like the game. I really do. It's got great ideas to it. There's an automation part of the game that is really cool where you can just automate certain things that you don't want to deal with. You can automate the whole game. Like they said, you could control like one fleet of ships as an admiral. You could control one fleet of ships and then just have the rest of the game run on auto and and just deal with. There's so many ways to play the game. Like I said, I like the game itself. I like all the ideas in the game and the way they're being executed, but just bugginess and kind of the things like sending the pathfinding with ships going directly into nebulas and stuff like that. That was very frustrating. I just found something else and started playing something else. And just, gosh, I don't know the last time I've been back to this. I updated this back in June of 2023, so almost 2 years ago. Um, and that edit, I say, I haven't played much since this review, which was like a year earlier. But I did want to point out that the average Steam score has gone from like 50% to 70%. That was June 24, 2023. Right now, the Steam score, the recent reviews are mixed. Uh, all reviews are at 71%. So there are negative reviews in here, like mine, which I probably will change after playing. I probably will change it. I mean, almost sadly, right now, the game is into its like third DLC, and it still has some issues. Um, and some of those will be brought out in the tutorial. But like I said, the game's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, you'll see. You'll see. So let's go back to one thing I wanted to look at. Maybe I'll check on that later. And close this. Okay, let's go. So this tutorial is really good. I've played some of it, and he kind of gives you a way to get a grasp on what you need to do initially in the game, because it's a sandbox game. I mean, you play it however you want to, but there are certain things that you can do to help you. Um, Let me get into. I'm gonna have to come over to OBS. We're gonna look at the game capture. We're gonna look at. We're gonna look at. It was capturing Old World. And there is the game. I'm not sure where my camera is going to be best suited, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. So we're going to start a new game, and I'm going to go through this whole thing with you um, based on Scott's tutorial. I have the manual open up here too. So this is Scott 2933. So Scott 2933. This was last updated in last August. Game version 1243. I'm playing game version 1286, which is the latest beta version of the game. So, setting up a new game, he says it doesn't really matter what galaxy shape you use. Spiral is fine. He recommends 700 because it's a small, manageable size. Uh, the larger you increase this, Um, 2,000 stars may cause performance issues in late game on your system. So they recommend 48 gigabytes of RAM if you're going to be using 2,000 stars. But we're going to go with the 700. You can change the size of the sectors. With 700 stars, you can do up to 6x6 sectors. If you want to go to a larger size galaxy, then you have to do at least an 8x8 sector or a 10x10. So this size sector is disabled at this size. You can see how the galaxy gets bigger. So this just means that things are more clustered together. So we're going to go with 700. We're going to go on normal. We're going to go on normal nebula density, and we're going to go on 6x6 sectors. And this is a spiral galaxy. You can do a classic galaxy, elliptical, ring no center, ring dense center, all the different kinds of galaxies. We're doing the spiral. 700 normal and 6x6. Now he says here, when you're starting a new game, you have the galaxy expansion. These are all for the AI, pretty much. Galaxy expansion, pre-warp, he suggests, because this is how the game was intended to be played. You start at pre-warp and then you develop warp engines and those technologies and stuff to expand. But pre-warp is how the game was designed to be played. So that's the expansion level and the tech level. He says to use Restless for galaxy aggression. Let's use normal. And then he suggests using normal on difficulty. And also on hostile races near player, normal. Research speed, he recommends normal. Visibility, in order for the tutorial, he recommends that all projects are visible. If only next project visible, you'll only see the current project you're working on and the next one in that tier of project. So if you're working on tier 1, if you're not working on a project like, for example, engines, it'll just show you the tier 1 project. If you click on tier 1 and start researching that, it'll show you the next project. It won't show you all of the projects in that line of research. And fixed research paths he recommends because random ones can lead to issues with new players. Tech trading, he says he leaves that off. I'm fine to follow his suggestions here. He does say galaxy aggression. He does say he uses unstable and very hard. But he says he uses normal now on the galaxy aggression and the difficulty. Now he says he uses restless. We're going to use normal. Just learning the game. We want to have some combat, some conflict, because that's what the universe is all about. At least on mankind's level, and assuming other races. All right. So next is threats. Pirates. He leaves them on normal. I'm going to put them on few because I do want to kind of get into the game and play. Pirate strength. He plays normal. We're going to play. We'll play weak. Pirate proximity average. When pirates die, they stay dead. And space creatures, we're just going to go few. Because space creatures can really mess you up. And he even says that in here. Just like pirates mid-late game, I could do without them, but strongly recommend having them. Normal is fine. Only a few species will give you any trouble at all. Colonization. He recommends very rare on the colony prevalence in independent colonies because you just wind up getting too many to manage. He recommends 125% on the influence range. And the 200, he placed 200 on the colonization range limit. So this would be where the limit you're able to, so like 200 parsecs or kilometers or whatever, 200 million, you would be able to colonize in that range. He does say it's limiting. So I'm going to set it at 300. So our race, we're going to play human. Humans are contradictory species, brutal in war, yet welcoming of fellowship. Which path they follow may well depend on their leaders and what dangers or opportunities they face as they expand into the stars. Many species are slaves to their nature, but humans are notoriously hard to predict. Ain't that the truth? Then over here it shows you bonuses. Special features, great arc expedition. So these are all things that might show up, I think, in your game. So, and then here's our empire flag. Allow any government. You can allow any, or you can allow any that's allowed for that race. So you only allow selecting governments that are enabled for your selected race. So in this case, we're doing democracy. That's how we start out, I guess. Typical leader term is 8 years. Okay. We could start out random or planet with moon. We're going to start out with a moon at a gas giant because gas giants will give you probably the most important resource in a space game, and that is fuel to move your ships. Kazlon is the fuel that moves your ships, and so we're going to play with a gas giant will have Kazlon, and so we're going to be playing starting on a moon next to a gas giant planet. Home system's normal, favorability of it. Home system critical resources when pre-warp start. Expansion, we're starting. So this is our level. This is our situation. So earlier in the game, we told the AI is going to have pre-warp technology. And that's what we're going to have. We're going to have our tech level is going to be pre-warp. Our expansion is going to be starting. We start with a single small colony and no ships or bases. We have to build a spaceport and then begin expanding into the surrounding star systems. Okay, starting locations random. I think he says he starts out in the far regions. He likes being out here, away from. See, he likes to start on the edge. You can see how this purple ring kind of goes in here. He likes to start out on the far edge, he said, and work his way in towards the center. So let's see, normal starting pre-warp. Other empires, he leaves them on 12. And you can select the starting empires that you want. If you want a certain race, you can set all of these things for that culture. I mean, you could start at the highest tech level and then have like one of the most dangerous races be at like 5 tech levels before you and just wipe them out if you want to. Victory conditions, these are all default victory conditions. Um, Now, I know there is a streamer who doesn't like the story events. Um, but I mean, to me, that's kind of part of the game, you know? It's like, it's kind of a story because it's a sandbox game, it's kind of a storytelling game. And so for me, it's kind of like the developers went to all that trouble to develop these race specific story events and the colony events. So I might as well have them on, right? Um, yeah, victory conditions. You can select any combination territory population. Victory conditions at left. This one's victory threshold is the percentage of victory condition that must be fulfilled to win the game, 70%. So that's territory, population, economy, and race victory conditions. I've never won a game. Like I said, I've only played like one, probably 1/4 of a game, maybe 1/20th of a game. Okay, we are the Jirax Confederation. Our faction is known as the Jirax Confederation. Our government is democracy. We are the humans who are, or humans. We are the humans who are typically aggressive and careful. Humans have natural skills in all research, diplomacy, war weariness reduction, espionage, and trade income. Our leader is Dak Marteri, skilled in armor research. Our home colony is Riolu, a continental planet in the Jirax system. Nearby is the gas giant planet Jirax 5. Also nearby is the rocky metallic moon Hispus. Our faction is Rocky Metallic Moon close by is good because you can get steel from those areas, and that will help. Our faction is primitive technology. We're just beginning to take our first steps into space, explore, expand, conquer. Let's get started. So this is the galaxy right here. You can see behind this splash screen. This is the galaxy back here. So when I click on Let's Get Started, it's going to quickly zoom in to our home system. Here we are. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to hit pause. In the ancient human city ruins, we have made a curious discovery. For countless generations, we've looked to the stars while living among the remains of civilization of our ancestors. Tales from those days of a terrible cataclysm which destroyed them were passed down to us, but only recently has our science allowed us to better understand the artifacts they left behind. We now know for certain that we are not the first of our kind to leave our planet. There's a lot of text in these, like flavor text and stuff. It's kind of like the story if you want to read all of it. I don't want to read all of it, so I will pause for a little bit. So if anybody wants to pause their machine, if you're watching the VOD or whatever, you can kind of read it. So he's telling us we must complete our hyperspace research to allow us much more rapidly explore our system and beyond. We have found technology that has advanced our understanding of early warp field experiments, so we don't have any research projects going on right now. I'm gonna make sure that's the setting that he had. Let's see. Um, so we have found technology that advanced our understanding of early warp field experiments. We have found technology that advanced our understanding of research labs. Okay, these ruins provide the following empire-wide bonuses: 4% colony corruption reduction. That's good because colony corruption affects your income, your revenue. These ruins provide the following colony bonuses: 5% colony development and 7% scenery. So scenery is a revenue generating bonus when you build a resort base above your home planet or above a planet. In this case, it has to be built in order to generate it. It has to be built above a planet that has scenery. So it's going to just take us here, dismiss. I'm going to pause. Starship constructed. We have constructed our first starship, the Majestic Hope. This event marks the beginning of our return to the stars. We must continue to expand and explore our solar system, build more ships to establish a thriving solar community. Empire. Majestic Hope is right there. Okay, dismiss. Okay, these are our notifications up here. We got a new explorer ship, the Majestic Empire. We've got unknown items detected. We've got our Prime Minister, Dak Marteri. So we're going to go here. We can let's go to messages. I'm going to go to Majestic Hope. And here's the gas giant up here. That's going to have Kazlon on it. And then here's the rocky metallic moon. We are a moon also around this gas giant, but we happen to be a continental moon, which means that we can, this type of moon can support life, continental moon or planet. So if you have a ship selected, you double click on it, it'll take you to the ship. Down here, you can look at the whole system. Right down here, there is the super giant star, Jirax 1, which is a carbonaceous planet. I think I'm going to rename the star, and hopefully that will let me I thought I could rename it. Maybe not. I can rename our planet. That's what I can do. Okay. All right. So there's our star. There is Jirax 1. That's the first planet, carbonaceous. So you need carbon. And it just goes out from the first ring to the second ring. This is Jirax 2, rocky desert planet. None of these over here, you can see, none of these have been explored. There's Rearick, which is not numbered. It must be a moon. There's Jirax 3. This must be, okay, a metal asteroid. Jirax 4. We are around Jirax 5. Yeah, because that's us right there. El Canu, carbonaceous moon around Jirax 4. This is Hispus, which is a rocky metallic moon around Jirax 5. And then this is us. There's an ice planet, a frozen ice planet, and a rocky metallic moon, Drauthof. So now also your ships. So if you're looking at your view, I'm just moving this around by WASD. Your ships will be down here. Majestic Hope, double click on it. It'll take you to the ship. Sublime Mistress. Now if we zoom out again with the middle mouse button, of course. If you click on this, it will show you that it's under construction, gives you this information on the ship. You double click on it, it will take you to the ship. And then this is the weary guide. This is small construction ship, which you can use to build mining bases around planets, exploration ship, mining ship, and construction ship. So this is our home planet. I'm not sure. I've tried to find if there's a hotkey that will just, like, say you're way off over here and you're way out here and you're like way over here doing something. You want to go back to your home planet. How do you get there? I don't know. Home? Home takes me to an unknown location. Oh, you know what? I got to move my camera because all that stuff that I just explained to you is worthless if you can't see what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is over here. And so I will go back and I will explain that again. Let's lock that down. Come back over here, explain this. Okay. I'm over here now. Hi, everybody. Okay. Um, so it did take me home. Let me see. This is our home planet. Let me see if I'm way over here. Like I said, if I'm way over here, looking at something over here, which I can't. If I hit the home button, does it take me? It takes me to an unknown location, but it takes me to my home system, but it doesn't take me to my home planet. Oh, okay. Anyways, this is what I was talking about. This is our home planet, Rylu. It's over here. If you want to find it, you can zoom out. You can zoom out. Um, it's just showing the whole system. Say if we're over here. Okay. Let's see. Okay, when you're zoomed in, you can see what ships are around the planet that you're zoomed into. You can see the neighboring planets. We're going to zoom out now. And the more you zoom out, you can see more of the system that you're in. Right now, we only have 3 ships. And so we have the exploration ship, we have the mining ship, and we have the construction ship. And then this is the system. We're going to change the name of this to Earth. Oh, did I set a timer? It's been, how long has it been? Have I been on it? Been on that long? I don't think. Let's check Twitch. Been on for 47 minutes. Okay, so we'll set the timer for about 15 minutes and then I'll take a break. Then I'll try to remember to run a timer for an hour. Um, Let me run my core temps. Let me run resource monitor. And let me run task manager. This game is very CPU intensive. My CPU right now is running at 91%. Even though the temperatures are pretty low. Right now, the temperature is maxed out at 77. That's the highest one in the cores that I have. But yeah, it's very CPU intensive. Not so much graphics intensive. So anyways, this is a system that we're in. These are the ships that we have. These are the planets. The planets contain certain resources. But like I said, um, none of them have been explored yet. So we don't really have any idea. Um, we do know that our planet, we have carbonite, and we will need carbonite. So we will begin exploring carbonite. We'll begin mining carbonite at our home planet. Um, First thing we're going to want to do is explore the gas giant, though, to see if it has Caslon, which we will need for space exploration. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into policy settings. We're going to advisors and automation. Now, Scott's guide says, I got to get this lined up here. Scott's guide over here. Okay. So for automation, you can see here, these are the various things that you can select, options that you can select: automated, fully automate, suggest and execute. So it will bring a pop-up over here to suggest something to you. And if you don't respond within a few minutes, a few seconds, it will just execute it. So much better than suggest and execute would be suggest. Just let it suggest, and then when you see it over here, you can make a decision about it. Otherwise, it'll just say, do you want to do this? Oh, okay, we're doing it. This one will say, you want to do this? And it will just wait for a response. So, or you can set things up manually. Colonization, you definitely want to set colonization up manually. Do you not want the AI going ham all over the map? Every little thing being colonized, because some planets are better than others. So the way you get into this is you can do a preset default configuration, expert configuration. There's lots of different, there's like preset configurations that you can do. You can do custom, which is what we're going to do. We're going to set up our colony population as auto. And we can go into this anytime and change these settings. So anytime we want to, we just go in and change them. Colony population policy. We do this, we control this manually, or of course, auto. I don't know why they say automate colony population or control it manually. That's kind of redundant to what this says over here. Population policy controls which alien races are allowed to migrate to your colonies. So you may not want to have like a race that's hostile to you migrating to your colony. Okay. I'm not going to go through all of these. Upgrading colony facilities, automated. We are going to suggest on that. We're going to do suggest on all of these. There's like 13, 14 of them. Colony tax rates. This is something initially that you want to let the AI do. I've played around with this before and like ruined a colony because your population is highly, highly sensitive to taxes going up or taxes coming down. Because if the taxes go up, they're going to be mad. If you lower the taxes, like even a couple percent, and then you raise them up again to like what they were before, they're going to be very mad. Basically, your population doesn't want to pay any taxes. And that's the private sector. So, I mean, if anybody knows anything about business, business does everything that they can to not pay taxes. They want to leave the tax burden on the citizen. We're going to leave this automated for right now. Funding levels, we'll leave those automated. Again, you can get to a lot of trouble messing around with those unless you really know the system. So the reason that he suggests having these colony facilities things on manual is because if you have your AI building a lot of this stuff, they have a very high maintenance cost. And so if your AI is building these things out and you don't know about it, you're going to someday look over here and go, oh, my cash flow is negative 30,000. And you're going to go, why? Well, because the AI has been building and upgrading all these facilities. Terraforming is important, but you don't want the AI doing it because it'll terraform everything. And again, you'll just have big problems. Ship construction, we're going to do manual. Base construction manual. Repair abandoned ships and bases. We'll put that on auto. Because basically you always want to do that. Once you repair a ship, you can actually send it back to your I don't know if you have to send it back to your home or back to one of your colonies, one of your colony planets, and then you can retire the ship and dismantle it to learn new technologies that you don't know about. I think my question with this was when I played originally was how can you repair a ship if you don't know? Okay, you repair a ship to 100%, you send it back to a colony to have them go through the technology and learn new technologies that are on that ship. How can you repair that technology on that ship if you don't know it? That's kind of a question that I had, but uh, yeah, repair ships. Research, we do that manually. Crash research, we do that manually. Ship base and design, um, we can let the game do that. Character locations, like up here, we just had just notified that we have a new prime minister, and so we just let the game. You'll get spies, you'll get scientists. We'll just let the game decide all that stuff. Where they go and what they do, and intelligence missions too. Spies, just let the AI handle it. Of course, you're gonna take care of all the diplomacy stuff. Military attacks. You can have the AI suggest that you might attack somewhere, but it'll just suggest it. It's not going to do anything unless you agree to it. Troop recruitment. Yep, you definitely want to have that on manual. Building your fleets, and your fleet postures, you want to have that on manual. You want to have your fleet ship management on manual. Okay, the next thing we're going to go down to is exploration. We want to send a survey team when always because you don't want to miss any opportunities to research, find something. You might find some new technology or whatever. You don't want to miss that out on that. And these other ones, investigate, report, major. It causes more message spam, but you like to know about something big when it's been found. So he says this is like the auto setting, but it will actually tell you what it is. It'll tell you major stuff. Construction. Ship base design, we're going to leave that up to the AI. Ship construction and base construction, we'll do manually. Repair abandoned ships, we already set that to auto. Prioritize state ships and construction queues. In this game, you have a private economy and you have a state economy. So, for example, this one says prioritize state ships over private state ships in the construction queues. So, you want your ships built before the AI that's running your private economy gets their ships built. Because now, private economy will pay the ducats or resources cash for their ships that are built. But they use your resources that the state has. Well, it's a combination of state and private. It uses resources. So, like steel, Mebnar, the Kazlan for the fuel. There's other resources that are needed to build ships. It will use those resources to build the ship. So, if you are trying to get started in the game and you have the private economy building all of these ships and using all the resources, then you don't have resources to build exploration ships, construction ships, to build mining stations, and you're going to be in trouble. Okay, we have all these on automated, prioritize, automated. New military ships automated. When you build a new ship, it will just do its own thing. What I do is I group ships into fleets before they come out of the production queue. But sometimes I just build a few escorts or frigates that I want to patrol or escort my non-military ships. The AI handles this wonderfully. So basically, any ship I produce that I don't immediately put into a fleet will just go off and patrol and protect my empire. New other state ships. Explorer ships and constructor ships are handled pretty well by the AI. Plus, you will select targets for your constructors. Remember, we set base construction to manual. They will simply do all the work that you assign without your intervention. Don't confuse these ships with private ships, freighters, miners, etc. They are always automated and not in your control. Note, because of all the prior manual settings, most of the other settings, the ones under military, are not used, and or the default settings are fine for now. We use the tooltips to explore them as needed, but for beginner guide, leave everything else as the default setting is fine for now. You can change them at any time. And then he goes into first steps, which is what we're going to go into when I get back from a break. So click on this. Well, let's do this first. Nope. We'll do that when I get back from break. So let's come back to the home planet. Got a few ships around there. The game's paused. I'm going to save the game. we'll do this as we're going to do this as Scott's tutorial version 2, because I also did another one here. And I did another one here. Okay. So game's on pause. Oh, hair. And the game, even though the game's on pause, it will still like notify you of stuff. Like it, I mean, you might see 5 pop-ups happen during this. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna take a break. I'll be back in a minute, and skip over here. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in a few minutes here. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I'm Biff, and I'm back. I was just pointing out here that I went to the Great American Beer Festival. My hat, my head looks tilted. It's a camera. Um, Went to the Great American Beer Festival um, years ago, about 9 years ago. A lot of fun. Actually, I'm going to be right back. Oh, um, yeah, it was a lot of fun. Went with some out of town friends. Some friends from Australia came over, and we had a good time. And then I think I bought 4 tickets, and my friends from Australia were going to be here, so I was single at the time. I don't know if I was trying to line up a lady friend to go with me, but anyways, I had this extra ticket, and this gal at work said, "You know what? My boyfriend would love to go." And so she paid me the full price for the ticket. So the three of us went, had a really good time. Um, made made pretzel necklaces. So they recommend while you're having the samples of beer. So they give you like an ounce sample of beer. I think it's a probably less than 2 ounces. Uh, they recommend that you're eating something. You're not just drinking on an empty stomach. So what I saw was they recommend um, pretzel necklaces. So the idea is you take some pretzels, like mini pretzels, and you get like a long a long shoestring, and you put the pretzels on the shoestring, and then you tie a knot at the end of it. You put it over your head, and as you're drinking the beer and sipping the beer, you eat your pretzels. So I made one of those for each of us, and there was probably about, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 pretzels on each one of those things. Things were huge. Basically, the pretzels came from here all the way down. So there was a lot of them. Um, yeah. And I remember afterwards, this gal at work, her boyfriend was the manager at a sub shop. And so he took us in there after hours, opened up the door, turned the lights on, made us all sub sandwiches, whatever we wanted. It was just a great time. Um, but yeah. So this is where I got that hat. I think I also got a hat for somebody at work. They said, "You, if you're buying some, you better get me something. If you're going to stand in line and get a souvenir, you better get me one." So I did. Um, Anyways, let's go back to the game. Yeah, we're almost in a good spot here as far as the camera goes. Almost in a good spot. I don't know if I can move these windows. No, I can't. So, like I said, the game is still paused. The game is still paused. I'm gonna check. Let's go out to my chat. Welcome to my chat room. Anybody who's in my chat room, users in chat. Nope, just me. Trying to get rid of this. Oh, that's there. Edit layout, no. I don't want to add a panel. I want to get rid of this panel. And you let me get rid of it last time. How about if I just click on no panel? Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Have to have a PhD in Twitch. So we're going to return to the game. We're still paused. Game. Don't start up again just because I closed that. Due to our chosen government, we've gained insight into space construction and expanded space stations. Okay, take me to location of Earth. That's right there where it was before. Dismiss. So you get these expanded space stations research completed. We've completed research in expanded space stations. This project provides the following advances: large mining station and a resort station. Okay, we want to build a resort station because our planet has what? It has does it show it on here? 5% all research, diplomacy, espionage, trade income, armor research, construction, population. It doesn't show, but we do. Oh, location bonuses here. 7% scenery, 7% from ancient human city ruins. So that's why we want to build a resort base, which is down here, resort station. Space construction research, construction yard, small spaceport, etc. Dismiss. But now we need to select our research. So we need to go into the research menu. And go back to Scott's guide. So Scott says the first steps in the early game, pre-warp, and the first few years after you leave the solar system are as follows. Increase revenue and profit. Sounds good. Maximize research, including funding it. We'll get into that. Expand influence and borders. And excuse me. Find the first independent colony and colonize it. Those early game steps. Locate new resources and build mining stations or mining bases. You need construction resources to keep building bases and ships. You need Kazlon fuel to power your ships and sell to private ships. And you need luxury resources, increase development, which increases revenue. So first we're going to look and see what we have. We're at the top now. This menu here screams for a search function still after game's been out for what, 2 or 3 years? Because you can see here, early pulse weapons. Okay, well, what kind are they? I want to look for laser cannons. How do I find those? Oh, they're under early pulse weapons. Like yesterday, I was looking for something, and it wound up being in storage. So these are first tier research. These are second tier, third tier, fourth tier, etc. So yesterday I was looking for a few things. Storage and transport. I was looking for basic transport systems, basic passenger compartment, because you need passenger compartments to build a resort base. And the resort base or resort station you need to increase your revenue on your home planet because you got that 7% scenic view tech bonus. I couldn't find it. I'm Googling, where do you find passenger? It will tell you that you need passenger capacity on your resort base because you have passengers that are flying up there from the planet. They're flying up to this resort base that is, orbiting around your planet, and you need passenger capacity because they're going to be spending like 2 weeks up there on vacation, looking out the window at stuff, and you need, you know, hotel rooms, stuff like that. Well, I searched and searched and searched. I could not find it. Finally, I found this basic transport systems. This is a, you can use this once you discover this and research this. You discover how to build a basic troop compartment and a basic passenger compartment. So it took a long time. It will hold up to 1,000 passengers. Took me forever to find that. Now you can see this has not been researched yet, so this is something we need to research like pretty quick if we want to build that resort base. Uh, that is like the second or third thing in the list here that he's talking about. Okay, we're getting higher temps on some of these, but I think this could be part of the spiking problem. I need to figure out how to update the BIOS. I should actually pay for my friend Robert to come up here and fix that for me. Don't need that open. Let's see. I think what I'll do is close out some of these. I'll close out everything to the right of this. Okay. So his strategies to achieve these goals are locate new resources and build mining bases, locate new research sources and build research bases, research required tech and build a resort base at your home colony, protect colonies and bases from pirates by building ships and troops, expand borders and influence, gain a new colony by colonizing the first independent colony you need, locate and build mining bases and any of the three super luxury resources, get pirate factions to like you enough to the level of non-aggression treaty, which is free, and eliminate nearby space creatures. So he says you start by always accepting a protection agreement if they offer it to you, because eventually, even though they're basically saying, look, either you pay us or we're going to come and attack you. If you agree to pay them, then they're going to not start liking you, but they just won't not like you as much. So, um, and over time they'll offer a non-aggression treaty. Then they'll offer you information, and you pay for the expensive information. And then they'll start being like, oh, well, let's offer a non-aggression treaty, which is free. So the first thing we're going to do is, in the research that she details down here, select your first 7 research targets. Now, there are these hot buttons over here. Click to jump to hypergrade, hyperspace tech. We want to do this one first. This is going to, researching this will give us the knowledge to build a skip drive, which basically is the first hyperdrive, which will allow us to explore our it will allow us to explore our galaxy. No, our solar system. Allow us to explore our solar system much faster. Now this is 50% complete. We're just going to queue this up into research. And then what we're going to do is we're going to crash research it. So we want this done quickly, and in a few minutes you'll see why. So it's going to cost us 3,750 credits to crash research this. We definitely want to crash research it. We're going to queue up some of those other ones. Right now you can see our research. Before it said we had no research going. You never want to have that. You always want to be researching something. You can see right now our cash flow up here, which is something we'll look at later. So what we want to do is we want to send this exploration ship out here to explore Jirax 5 so we can start getting that Kazlan feel that all of these ships are going to need to move around. So we're going to select the surveyor. It's the first level surveyor that we can get, small exploration ship. We're going to right click on this planet here, and you can see that this mission is going to change here to survey Jirax 5. And we can also hold down the right mouse button. This little window will open. Survey, explore, move to, stop and clear any queued missions. These are commands that you're giving to this ship. We do want to survey it. Now it's interesting down here because eventually we're going to set these exploration ships up to fully automate, so they'll just go off and explore everywhere. Once we've explored our solar system and we get a hyperspace drive where we can go to other solar systems. I'm not sure what the difference is between explore and scout. Now I do have the manual up here. So let's go into the manual. And look for auto explore. Nope. Auto explore. All ships have their own automation settings, sometimes more detailed automation choices, such as exploration ships, which can be set to auto explore, auto scout, or auto spy. Give me a description of what auto explore means. Because the terminology used, and this is one of my pet peeves with games, you select Majestic Hope. It says survey. Okay. We want to survey. We want to explore and survey. Down here, it just says auto explore. It doesn't say auto explore and survey. It just says auto explore. So I believe that this means when you set this on auto explore, that these ships will explore, and survey. But it doesn't say that. Nowhere in this list does it say auto survey planets. You have to go up here for that. Anyways, so that is that. Um, Now it says the second one. It says the second one here. So we have a mining ship. So the first thing we need to build is a come down here, build new ship or base. We need to build a spaceport. And we're going to look at this also. But the next thing I want to do, so I guess after research labs, we will do the, because yesterday I researched to get the resort base like really quickly, and my revenue really skyrocketed when I got that, at least for a period of time. So we're researching this. Let's put in basic medical systems. I do recommend, oh, I can go over here. Okay, jump to, you can use this drop down menu too. Command crew and medical. I do basic medical systems. We're going to do that one because that will slightly increase our revenue. Revenue is king. Revenue is life. And then he says early deflectors, which are going to be part of shields. Now, see, this is weird because since I've selected this, it won't let me click on this. I've got to take this back to all projects, and then I can collect on this. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I don't know why. See, jump to shields, shields. Now, when you use this menu, it just shows you the shields line. It doesn't clutter it up with everything else. If you take off all projects and you click on shields, it has everything else in there too. I don't know. Pet peeve. Early energy deflectors. Click on that. We're going to add that to the queue. Now, all of these, he suggests, all of the first here, he suggests crashing those. Make sure, you know, answer that. Stable warp fields after that. So that's going to be part of hyperspace tech. Now, in order to get this queued up, because this is a second tier, we have to pay these credits. We have to pay this. I'm going to cancel that right now until I start finding stuff. All these next three that he has in the list are they are second tier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to storage. I don't like this. Okay, what do we got? Storage and transport. So we're going to come down here. We're going to do the transport systems. We're going to do the passenger compartment so that we can get that resort base built. So now the first thing we want to do is, like I said, we do want to build a small spaceport. There's two versions. There's version 1 and version 2. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into this menu up here, ship construction, and look at ships designs. And we're going to look at spaceports. Let's edit and look at what's on here. It's got a basic space reactor. It does have enough energy to run everything. I'm not going to explain all of these screens. This is something that you can all do if you want to. So this is telling us that I'm editing this. I can't save it. Well, I could save it, but I would have to save it under this name. The way that you wouldn't save it under that name is you would add new or copy as new, and then you could modify it, edit it, and save it under a different name, I believe. So it's got a space reactor. This one's got a research lab, energy collector. It's got crew systems, fuel cells for storing energy. It does have some weapons to defend itself. It's got a construction yard. I'm kind of curious. Let's see how much resources this need. We're probably just going to get a small one. This one here. Oh, this is the version 2. And we're probably going to use this one because you can see it doesn't require nearly as many resources as the other one. It does have a construction yard, which is the same construction yard version 2, which I think is the same construction yard as on the other one. It does have cargo systems. Basic cargo bay, which holds 800. So the version 2 probably has a larger cargo bay or more cargo bays. No, it still has just the 2. Interesting. But you can see down here where it's way more expensive. Now, as far as resources go, you can see that you start out with some resources, enough to build a few ships, but you want to get your exploration going like right away. Because right now, for example, on the Silicon, uh, it's recommending that the estimated demand is that you should be producing 0.03 units per second. And right now we're not mining any. We don't know where any silicon is. Caslon, over here also it tells you how many sources of the resource that you have. It'll say, for example, like when we start mining the Caslon on here, which hopefully there is Caslon, it will say if you've discovered 5 sources and you're only mining 1, it'll say 1 of 5. So, and right now, we don't need any demand, but as soon as I unpause and this ship starts to go over to when your ship starts to go over here, it's going to say that we have a demand for Caslon. So that's it as far as that goes. We're going to build the spaceport. We're going to build a resource base. So it shows us what our starting resources are here. And you can see on some of these, it's not very much. Like steel. Do we have steel? Yeah, we have 6K of steel, 1K of carbonite. But some of these other ones, 1K of necrostone, 1K of cuprica, Mebnar. Mebnar is important in shipbuilding. It'll tell you if you mouse over it. It's a dense metal smited from Mebnar ore, has a dull dark gray. It's useful as heavy shielding and reactor components. So if you pretty much everything gets a reactor. So if you want to close this, you can hit escape. You can also if you mouse over this, it'll give you a limited information. You can also click on the question mark. It'll give you the tour of this function. And these are pretty good tours. Tutorials, basic and mini tutorials. You click on this, it opens up the whole window. You've got tabs here where you can look, well, where are all my mining locations? Right now I'm mining carbonite on my home planet. Have I discovered any new mining locations? No. Do I have any mining ships? I have one, but it has nothing to mine because I haven't explored anything. Now, when I first did this, I thought maybe this was pointing, when I hovered over this, it was pointing to off map, like maybe this line was up here and that means that the ship was like way over here or it was going this direction or whatever. No, it just means this is pointing to where that ship is, that item is. And then you can also have fuel tankers that'll refuel your ships for you. These have drop downs. You can sort these however you want. This drop down over here will show you resources that are currently in use, all the resources, your fuel resources, luxury resources, etc. So to get out of this menu, you can just come back up here and click here, and that will just take you out of that menu again, or you can hit escape. Again, we're going to click on our planet. I think we're just going to start, because of our money and our resources, we're just going to start with a small spaceport. So I click on that because we can upgrade it to a larger spaceport later, and it's going to start building. So we're going to unpause. You can speed things up over here. You can see we are making some money. We are researching. Speed things up. Now, as I said before, you see how that exploration ship, how fast it's moving at 1 time speed? It's going to take a long time to get over there. That's why we want to research early warp field experiments and get skip drives, because the skip drive will allow the ship to jump. So this ship would jump from here like to over here within a certain distance to the planet. It doesn't jump right up to the planet, but it will jump within a certain distance and then go back to its normal engine drives and drive in the rest of the way that it needs to get close enough to explore the planet. This is going to take a long time to get there. So that's why you want to research the early warp field experiments first. And you want to be really frugal in your shipbuilding. Now you can see, so this is the AI. The AI is building all this. They're building a construction ship. They're building, now they are paying for this out of their own finances, but it builds a lot of freighters. But we're going to take these out of the queue because we don't need all these things right now. We want that. We don't want a second construction ship yet. We don't need a second mining ship yet. See, we already have a miner here. Oh, that's the surveyor. Okay, where did my mining ship go? Oh, wait a second. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get rid of the mining ship or the construction ship. But let's build the base first. So we're going to build the miner. We're going to build the construction ship. Let the AI put the miner in there. You can see the AI will fill this out. Telling me I have a resource shortage of Kazlan. This is a critical shortage because your ships don't move without Kazlan. Okay, we've discovered steel. Steel is a very common construction material smelted from iron ore. Large amounts of steel are required to build most ships and bases. Iron ore is usually found in rocky metallic continental worlds or asteroids. So we found steel at 100% abundance. Okay, there's the miner. We don't need the freighter right away. And it insists on building a freighter. Now, once the spaceport is built, it's going to want to build things either on the colony or on the spaceport. Have to keep an eye on both of them. The mining ship we want because once we've surveyed this gas giant, hopefully there's Kazlan on there, the mining ship will go over and mine the Kazlan. I reset my timer. It wants to build a small freighter. Let's pause for a second. Go up into construction, ship designs, small freighter. Small freighter has a cargo bay of 800. It's got an ion engine. Got missiles to protect itself, proximity sensor array. Now the mining ship has 2 cargo bays of 800. So I don't really know what good the freighter does. The freighter is a civilian ship. It only has 1 cargo bay. And you can see here it probably doesn't have room for a second one. Size 25. Probably would have room for a second one. The mining ship costs $1850. The freighter costs $1917. I don't know. You can see here how this is slowly making its way over there. Now you can see on this one, the exploration ship has proximity sensor array and basic survey module. So these ships can only, these early explorers can only, I don't know how to follow it. There's a way to follow it. Right click, left click, it just takes you to it. You can see the ship has no armor, no hull. Oh, the hull's 100%. Has no armor, no shields. So this is hull, armor, and shields. Looks like it carries 600 fuel. It's going 58. I don't know what the speed is. The speed measurement. New scientist appears. Okay. Okay, spaceport's here, under construction 67. It's got 2 small freighters, mining ship. See, it's building all this stuff. It's building all this stuff, and all this stuff would have to be refitted. Once we get the skip drive, all this stuff would have to be refitted. So there's no point in building all this stuff now, all these freighters and everything, because you're going to have to refit them with the skip drive once that becomes available. Okay, once early warp fields are done, we're going to do the basic medical systems. So once the basic medical systems are done, then the spaceport will be upgraded with that, and that will slightly increase our revenue. Okay. So the way the economy works is you've got the state economy and you've got the private economy. The game AI runs the private economy. So private economy has their own money. It does their own thing. And has their own cash flow. What they do is they will build ships, and they will spend their money to build ships, but they will pay you some money for the resources, I believe. Yeah, so okay, so here's the spaceport that we just did. It's still wanting to build out. So see, it wants to build out now on the spaceport. It wants to build uh, more stuff. So now they're building stuff on the spaceport and on the planet. And somehow it snuck a small freighter in there. Still need a construction ship. So the economy, you get colony taxes, and you get tribute. I think those are pretty much it. So your colony taxes are paid by your private um, private industries. So you can see here's their revenue. I should actually. It's really a balance because, like I said, the private sector wants to build ships, and they're spending money to build the ships, but they're also using resources that you need to build your ships. New small freighter completed. There's 2 small freighters now. And I remember about an hour, 2 hours into the game that I was playing, where I wasn't explaining everything, I was just playing it. Um, um, there's like 10 freighters sitting out here doing nothing. I'm like, what did you build all these freighters? You're using all of my steel and my Mebnar and my other resources. Okay, now we have a general. Welcome in. Um, you know, so here's the colony taxes that they're paying. Uh, this is their maintenance costs for their ships and bases. This is their private shipbuilding, purchase costs for building new privately owned ships and bases. Um, but yeah, we don't get any of that. We pay. They built another freighter. They will just keep building freighters. And there's nothing you can do because it's the AI that's doing all this. Our current ship and base maintenance, our shipbuilding, we're spending 17,000 on shipbuilding, research 3,868, colony growth, we're spending 701, hyperspace technology discovered. Okay, we're going to pause this. Using the ancient knowledge recovered in our earlier exploration, we have developed our first primitive hyperdrive. This breakthrough technology allows our star ships to travel faster than light. See, that's why I didn't want to build a lot of ships, because they're all going to have to be retrofitted in order to really explore our solar system effectively. This momentous discovery means that we can quickly traverse our own solar system, exploring and expanding. Further advances should let us even travel to faraway stars, truly exploring the galaxy. So, yeah, that's why I didn't want to do that. We should quickly exploit this new capability by redesigning and building new ships with these hyperdrives. Exactly. And the game's over here building out all of these. Let's see. How many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4 small freighters that don't have these hyperdrives. Um, Now the game will do this. The game will now design a new surveyor that has a hyperdrive. Here it is right here, skip drive. It will design a new construction ship that has a skip drive. So you can see what we need for that. We need 4 Mebnar, carbonite, polymer, emerald crystal, and necrostone. So all those components are now added to the bottom of this. So thankfully, ships can be retrofitted. So before we even find out if we have any, so it's under construction. So this ship should, this ship is not going to get, so what stage of construction is it at? 0%. So we're going to scrap this. Come on. We're going to scrap this. I mean, they're building another small freighter. I mean, come on, game. Look at merchant freighter. Merchant freighter, no mission, no mission, no mission. There's nothing to do. Early warp field experiments completed. We've completed research and early warp field experiments, and we get the skip drive. Okay, we knew that already. Basic medical systems. So what's in the queue for Earth? Mining ship. Now, is this going to have? Nope. I don't know if this can actually get, if mining ships can get a skip drive. I think they can. So, like, as soon as this comes out, as soon as this, uh, as soon as this mining ship comes out, it's going to go right back in to get refitted. All these ships are going to get refitted. So we're going to cancel this. You know, I'll just let him build it and then I'll let him refit it. Kind of ridiculous. Okay, this is our exploration ship. This is as far as you can zoom in. Now you can pause, but we can't click on these things. These things are like probes or whatever, I think, is what they're supposed to be. So that it's shooting out all these probes down to the planet to see what it's got. What you got, planet? And then it's going to send back information on the resources that it finds. It might not find any. New small freighter completed. Another one. Well, that is great. Congratulations. Look at it's building 2 more small freighters. Stop it, game. I guess that's one of the reasons why. That's one of the reasons why maybe you don't build a spaceport right away. It's ridiculous. The mining ships I don't mind. As long as the mining ship is going to be is going to have a skip drive. Everything's going to get retrofitted now. They're all coming out and they're going to go, "Oh, wait a second." Yeah. See? Retrofit of small freighter completed. Retrofit of small freighter has been completed at Earth Spaceport. Show me. Okay. Well, here it is. It's coming out. So now it's been retrofitted to have, it doesn't even say what it has. Let's see when it comes out. You see it's going to come out here. Okay, so let's look at this. It's got an ion. Oh, there it is, skip drive. So the AI built all of these, and now it's having to retrofit all of these. And I've only got the one spaceport and the planet building stuff. And now the AI is going to want to send all of their freighters and stuff. Oh, so we got how many? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 private ships that are going to need to be retrofitted. Game is dumb. Okay, we did find Kazlan over here, and Krypton, and Argon. And so now these going to grab one of these. This one does not have. I'm going to tell this one if I can. So it's mining. Okay. It's mining from the earth. So again, I think it's the same type of system where it's like sending down probes to mine stuff. And then it takes it from the planet it mines it from. It takes it to the spaceport and dumps it off there. I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to, let's see, are these being, okay, this one has a skip drive. Let's see how it all pans out here in the end. So what we need is we need some ships going over to we need ships going over to mine the Kazlan over here. And then once this is done, no mission, okay. You're going to retrofit, get a skip drive. So this will the EX2. Let's see this here. EX2 Pathfinder exploration ship will have the skip drive on it. Right there. So it's going to retrofit. So it's going to go back to the spaceport. They're going to do some upgrading basically. And then it will be able to jump out to explore more efficiently. It won't take it years to get there. It'll take it months. Hyperjump. One of our ships, the Lucky Star Seeker, has engaged its hyperdrive, allowing our Empire to travel faster than light for the very first time. Distances that previously took months to traverse can now be covered nearly instantly. Next stop, the stars. The Lucky Star Seeker is now speeding through hyperspace. Who knows what it will discover? Where's the Lucky Star Seeker? What is this? It is a mining ship. And it's going to... I'll tell you what it's going to discover. It's going to discover this. And it's going to start mining there, I hope, to bring us some Kazlan. That's the same thing. They kind of shoot down like miners, automated miners or whatever. So you can see what it'll do is it'll hyper jump to like here or whatever, and then it will, under normal speed, drive in or fly into within a certain distance. We got a spy. So this is going to mine. It's going to mine everything. So it's going to mine Kazlan, Krypton, and Argon. I'm not sure if it mines these based on, like 76% of what it mines is going to be Kazlan, and then 60% will be Krypton, and 54% will be Argon. So I don't know if that's what that means. We have another one of our mining ships here. That sound that you heard, it was just warping in, basically. So it's telling you it's mining Jurax 5 to offload at Earth spaceport. I drink some water. Unknown items detected at Earth. Our exploration has detected unknown items at Earth. In the Dirac system, we should explore at higher levels to reveal these items, which means we need better sensors. So we are doing okay, we're going to pause right now because the next thing we want to do is we want to build a mining platform, basically, out here. We're going to tell our, oh, it's only 84%. I thought it was done. So when this is done, we want to tell it to build a mining station, a mining platform. I mean, look at all these merchant freighters just sitting out here doing nothing. So at least, well, there's 4 of them. So at least it's, slowed down. Okay. So now what are you going to do? Shipyard, small construction ship. It's on automatic. We're going to do manually control it. We're going to tell it to come out here. You want to do this right this way for now. You want to build a small mining station at Jirax 5. You want to do this for now, put it on manual, because otherwise it'll just go off and you don't know what it's going to do. So now this is done. So the exploration ship is done exploring. You can see up here the exploration level is 10, completely explored. I guess if this wasn't completely explored, it wouldn't be green. It would be yellow, I think, and then that would, if you hover over it, it'll tell you that there's other stuff that it can find. There might be a couple question marks down here, like there's more stuff, we just can't identify it yet. And then Jirax 5, it tells you also that the Fortunate Queen is building a mining station here. So now, and that points to where Majestic Hope is. You can see that line right there that's pointing up this way. It shows you where that ship is. This is a little tricky. This is a little tricky right here. This box here that you're supposed to do. It's always been like this from day one since I bought the game. It'd be nice if you could just click and hover it and just click inside the box somewhere and just leave it there. Or right click or something. Right click. Leave the box open. Leave the box open. Right click. Leave the box open. Nope, doesn't want to do it. Got all these small freighters doing nothing. Doing absolutely nothing. So what we want to do is now we want to build another explorer. You can see here the planet's building nothing. The spaceport's building nothing. But we're going to build a couple more explorers and start exploring. We're going to manually control those. Still working on the basic medical systems. New construction ship complete. That is the Fortunate Queen. And these guys are just hanging out here doing nothing. So I think here we're going to build another construction ship. So escorts. Escorts are actually armed. I don't believe these other ships are armed, like the exploration ship. Has seeking missile. Again, it doesn't have any armor or shields. We don't have shields yet, I don't think. The mining stations, I think, are going to be armed. The construction ship is armed with some missiles. Escorts are like the first level of military ship, which I don't think we need right now. I don't think we need to spend the money on that right now. So we're going to build another construction ship down here on the planet. So this is the first thing that we've researched, a first planet that we've surveyed. So once this gets retrofitted, we still have it on manual. We're going to send it over here to explore this. And then we'll have two other exploration ships that we can send out to the rest of the we'll just send them out from here to here to here to explore and see what else we have out there. You have to be careful with the exploration ships if you have them on auto, because what they'll do is, and again, this is an issue, we discover new resources at Earth. Polymers are various types of plastics usually produced from petroleum. It is typically used in electronic components. Polymer is found at ocean, marshy swamp, and continental worlds. So right now we've got carbonite, steel, and polymers. Well, you know what we want to do? Oh, wow, that happened fast. Okay, so this is coming out. As soon as it comes out, we're going to send this exploration ship over here to... no. But I was going to say, I think we do want to build a... Was it Shift F7? It's for new mining locations. Shift F9 is for new research stations. So we want to do this. Jirax 5? Yes. We want to build that. Then, what was the other one? I'm trying to remember his tutorial. Yeah, what does he do? Oh yeah, he says new mining location, Shift F7, new research location, Shift F9, new resort locations under civilian tab. Civilian tab's up here. Resort bases, new resort bases, Earth. We have no have no active resort base design. This is the problem I ran into yesterday. So over here, add new resort station. Manually create new design using this ship hull. We have everything that we need except for the passenger capacity, which we need to research through basic transport systems. So I think what we're going to do here is we're gonna pay the cost to crash this. Crashing it doubles the well, it cuts in half. It doubles the research speed. It cuts in half the time to research it. So it's going to go from 1.5 years. That's what 360 plus 18 is 54. It's going to take it down to about what 27 months, 276 days, 9 months. Okay, I'll take it. Yeah. So 12 months plus a half is 18 and 2 is 9. Oh, brilliant. Um, Nobody's watching. It's kind of sad because well, it's sad. It's just reality. Um, I was playing last week. I played and streamed Space Engineers a few days, and I actually had the most people ever in the stream at one time, the most people in chat ever at one time, and but like I think I need to put up, and I don't know if I have. I think I need to put up on my about me um, things panels. I need to put first and foremost. I'm a variety streamer. I like a lot of different games. I play a lot of different games. You know, whatever suits my fancy. So I'm not a space engineer streamer. I want to um, start streaming some Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and or X-Plane, which I both bought on sale recently. I want to start messing around with those and maybe learn how to fly a plane. Um, but I'm not going to be a flight simulator streamer. I'm not going to be locked in to doing the one thing. I know there are some that do that, but I'm just never going to be locked into doing one type of game. I'm going to put this up here above energy deflectors. So yeah, I'm just not going to be locked into doing that. I like playing different games and you know having fun with different stuff. Okay, small mining station. Okay, Fortunate Queen. Oh, because it got retrofitted? Hmm. I thought it was getting retrofitted with the jump drive. Can I retrofit it with the jump drive? What is small construction ship? Um, it does have a skip drive, the second version. So let's take this. And before we go build the small mining station at Jurax 5, because it will take forever. It will take forever to get over here to build that. It will take longer for it to get there without the jump drive or the skip drive if I just tell it to go in here and retrofit. And then I'll tell it to do the. Now see, this is the small exploration ship. We're going to have you come over here and we're going to have you survey this. watch this jump. Getting ready to jump. Jumping down here. Boom. There it goes. And it's there. So with this skip drive, you can see how much easier it's going to be to like explore all this. So much easier. So it's actually in position and it's actually exploring. And Fortunate Queen is moving in there. Mining ship, exploration ship, exploration ship. I thought I told Fortunate Rover. I thought I told Fortunate Rover to come. Oh, no, because it's not completed yet. No, I did tell new exploration ship completed. Here it comes. So again, it is under manual control. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out here and what looks more interesting, a deep ocean planet or a ice planet. Let's go to the deep ocean planet. It's getting ready to jump. It is right there. So my other exploration ship, which is fully explored now, Jurax 5. You can see the 10% or the 10 there. It's fully explored. It's gone into the spaceport to be, and then this is my Fortunate Queen. Fortunate Queen's going to come over here and build a, did I look at those yet? Small versus large. I think we're going to build a small. Okay, we've got discoveries at Hispus, which is this one right here. Just click on it and see. Aculon, Mebnar, which is really good because that goes into every ship because it's a reactor shielding. Kuprica is a really good one in that abundance. In the other game I was playing, I only found small amounts of Kuprica on asteroids. So that's really good. Kuprica is kind of a precious one. So Hispus is fully explored, completely explored. So what we're going to do at this point is, okay, Kuprica is a shiny metal smelted from Kuprica ore, extremely strong, lightweight, has a shiny red-brown appearance, used in beam and torpedo weapons. This is Mebnar, used in reactor shielding. And then Aculon is typically using components that are exposed to extreme temperatures. And the ship has been retrofitted. So now you, I think I'll send you out to do this one. It's kind of like right here. Survey that one. We've got another ship coming out. Got another exploration ship coming out. So I think this Fortunate Queen is coming out, but came out because it was retrofitted with a skip drive right here. It's got a cargo capacity of 800. What it's doing is coming back into the spaceport to get to get the materials that it needs to build the small mining station right here. So you can see right down here, cargo is none. So yeah, right here is filled up with all the stuff that it needs to build it. Now it's going to go out and build it, and it should be able to Majestic Hope. We already have somebody coming over here doing that one. We're going to have Majestic Hope come out here and do the Rocky Silicone move. Moon. So here comes Fortunate Queen. It's the CST2 shipyard construction ship. So that is going to jump now over to here and build a mining station. But what did I want to do? Oh yeah, I need to do Shift F7. See, this wants me to build a large mining station. It's private economy expense, but it uses our materials. Materials that we have resourced, our steel and our Mebnar and all that stuff. It uses that. So I usually start out with a small mining stations. So to do that, you'd have to tell your construction ship to do that. Shift F9. Fortunate Rover is building a research station over here because this planet has 8% reactor research. The next one is civilians. We want to build, but we need to design a resort base. And then the last one is research screen. We want to make sure that our maximum potential research is being achieved. And the way we do that is over here in research. And right here, it'll tell us our maximum potential from our colony population and from research stations. We're building a research station over here. We want to make sure that our actual research, that those two are matching. So as soon as I research basic transport systems, I'll be able to build that resort base, and that will increase our cash flow. Okay, I think I'm going to take a break in about 10 minutes. Jirax 3 Discovery. A new resource. Quasterian skin is the soft, scaly skin of the quasturian, an enormous aquatic reptile. Quasturians are deadly predators that can grow to lengths of 100 meters or more. They inhabit dark undersea tunnels and caves in the vast depths of vast oceans. Excuse me. They are found exclusively on ocean worlds. Quasturian skin provides the following bonuses. 6% colony development. Well, that's great, but guess who's not going to be developing a colony on a ocean world? That's right. Deep ocean planet. It shows you right here that the colonization suitability is low. Now, I guess you can do some terraforming to try to make that, but the terraforming, I don't think will ever make it 100%. It might make it like 5% or 10% viable. And I'm assuming this is something that you can't you I don't know if you can um, mine this resource like a from a mining station, from a mining station that's orbiting the planet. You might have to um, have a colony there in order to access. Now, this you can mine from a mining station, but okay, this has no mission. The gallant sojourn. So we're going to send the gallant sojourn over here. It's a gas giant. Might have some Caslan. Okay, so now here we can start clicking on these. That has not been explored, not explored, not explored. This has been 100% explored. That's not explored yet. Not explored. You can see we still have 16. The exploration level is 16. We still have unknown items present. We need to scan it at a higher scan level. So all these things need to be done. Oh, dismiss. Now you can't give missions to you can't give missions to civilian ships, private ships. Mining station constructed. The construction of a mining station allows us to gather large quantities of valuable resource for use in the power economy of our homeworld and building more starships. Our freighters will soon begin traveling to this new mining station, returning its resources to our home world. These resources may even be sold to others in the galaxy, further boosting our fledgling empire. We should keep building more new mining stations, especially targeting key resources that both our shipbuilding and homeworld require. So this is 100% complete. This has no mission. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell it to come over here to Hespus and build a mining station there. All right. Mebnar, key resource. Gotta have that Mebnar. Caslan is fuel, mostly. Well, Caslan is fuel, but that's the number one thing that we need from that planet right now, at least. We'll still get the Krypton and the Argon. And then if we look at the resources here, basic medical systems researched. Chirax 5, we have another discovery of Trebulin moss. Tebrulian moss grows on a rare species of tree that grows horizontally off the ice cliffs of some ice worlds. The moss is a pale gray color and grows in strands draping from the tree trunks. It's used in many cuisines as a herb or garnish for certain dishes, and it's considered a rare delicacy. Tebrulian moss provides the following bonuses: 5% colony development. So these are both ice planet, Hoth. So that one, and then this one, dismiss. Basic medical systems, dismiss. So what we want to do is, we've got 34,000. To speed this one up, we need to pay 7,000. We're going to pay it. So in 1.19 years, about 1.2, about 14 months, we will have, we can build the resort base around our home planet. Just over here. Oh. So this is what you want to be aware of. If this was on automate, it's going to start, surveying these asteroids. We don't want it to do that yet. At some point, we might want it to do that, but not right now. Jirax 7. Is anybody doing this one? Oh, Pathway of Jiraxes. Then we'll do that one. So let's see, where am I? That exploration ship's there. That one's there. This one's coming from over there. Okay. New small freighter completed. Of course it is. They love making new small freighters. Just sit around and do nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4 small freighters sitting around doing nothing. Because the mining ships do a lot of this. Okay, this is building. It's going to build the mining station here. This one has the research station. So the research station will give you the bonus that this has of, it's not telling me what the bonus is on this page. But if I hit Shift F9, it'll tell me that it has 8% reactor research bonus. So if I build a research station there, it'll increase my reactor research by 8%. It's pretty big. Retrofitting a mining ship complete. Discovery at Ririk. This gets what? Silicon. That's where my next mining station is going to go. That's where my next mining station is going to go, right there. Is this done? Let's come out here to look at my ships. So Ririk. Fortunate Rover, I think they're employed. Fortunate Queen is building a small mining station at Hispus. This is building a research station, okay. The research station is done? Under construction. Retrofitted freighter that's going to sit around and do nothing has been completed. Retrofitted mining ship's been completed. Okay, I'm going to take a break. Let's save. Scott's tutorial version 2. Save 2. SV2 looks like too much like V2. Okay, we're paused. Okay. I'm going to take a break. Oh, don't look. The hair. Oh. the hair. We're talking about cutting my daughter's hair because her hair is really thick and it gets so tangled. I mean, this morning I was brushing her hair and like the layer of hair on the outside, I was able to brush that so it's straight, but I could feel underneath that there was like a glob of hair that was all matted and it just tangles so easily because my wife has thick hair, I have thick hair, she has thick hair. And so we're just going to cut it so that it's easier. I mean, it hurts her when we brush her hair. The brush gets stuck in the tangles and, so we're going to give her a haircut today. And I told her, don't worry, it'll grow back. She wants to do it because she knows her hair is really thick and that this is going to help her. It's going to help us. But yeah, I told her, don't worry, mommy's hair grows back. Mommy's had multiple haircuts. My hair grows back. I showed her my hair today. I said, remember when I got a haircut last time? Yeah. Yeah, see, it's all grown back. No problem. So she knows it'll grow back, but we just have to help her out with that. Anyways, I'm going to take a break. It's 1 o'clock. I got to leave in about an hour to pick up my daughter from school. So we'll be back in a couple minutes. Thanks for watching.